welcome again. This is our weekly catch-up, obviously here with James, my good friend, James Vanreusel, obviously the CEO, founder of Vanreusel Ventures. It's an opportunity for us to have a Q&A with James. James, we've had some people send in some great questions. I've got a great question here from Anthony from Washington State. And I think it's a really, really good question, actually. What is the most important KPI for the finance department? I'm sure there's lots of KPIs, James, but what is the most important?
Yeah, the one thing. What's the
one thing, James? The one thing.
It's a very interesting question, because sometimes putting together the your KPIs or OKRs for finance and accounting can be challenging, because a lot of times it's you're doing the same thing over and over again. And so I think we could split it between accounting and finance. And the interesting thing with accounting is the KPI there is on time and zero mistakes. That's really that's really what it is, because you want to have your accounts to be correct. You don't want to have errors in them. Maybe you already get a monthly or an annual audit done, and so that is what gets checked. The timing as well is, can you close the books on time? Can you produce the numbers on time for the different departments? That's probably the other one. And then when the accounting department does their quarterly or annual OKRs, it just seems like it's always the same thing, really, unless there's a special project that comes in because accounting rules are changing. So it's not super exciting for those goals, but they're really important to have. And maybe one of the goals that we talked about in prior episodes could be reducing the close from 15 days to 10 days. So it could be something like that as well. On the finance side, I think they're very different. The finance side, and this kind of ties in with what does a senior accountant do when they want to get promoted or want to go to the next level? It's do you stay in the accounting realm as a controller, or do you go more strategic? And I think on the finance side, and this is very much for a VP of finance and analysts, you want to take that accounting data and you want to look at how do I help the different departments make better and faster decisions. And so I think the main outcome, the number one outcome, is how do I help people make faster and better decisions? And so you're taking the accounting numbers and you're analyzing them and producing updates to the key unit economics and showing how those are going and how they're progressing. You're taking the numbers and looking at the ROIs, the return on investments of each project. Are they profitable? Are they not? Should we continue? Should we not continue? So I think those are probably the main things. There are other things, of course, that happen and have to be done. That have a cadence as well, such as producing the financial reports every month, and producing a great annual budget every year. But apart from that, I think that the main thing for the finance department is enabling the other department heads to make faster and better decisions.
James, I think if you would ask me as a CEO, I'm a CEO here in the UK of a software company, but if you'd ask me what were my KPIs for my accounts or finance department, as you said, I think I couldn't have put it any better. As you said, timely, zero mistakes. They need the accuracy. I need them. You kind of feel exposed as a CEO without them. As we talked in previous episodes, and you mentioned a little bit there on this about making better, faster decisions. I feel as if they gave me the ability to make, I call it an informed or an educated decision. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if you're sitting here as a CEO, sort of going, shall I invest in that this month or this quarter? Or even this year, and you're sticking your finger in the air and having a bit of guesswork without that accuracy. And as you said, it just doesn't enable you to make those decisions. So I think that's a great pointer there. And again, as you said, we've mentioned before, if people want advice on that, they can get in touch with you directly at James at vanreuselventures.com. Yeah,
absolutely.